Hello, we have a new Pope. What a time to be a Catholic. Everyone is so curious, so excited, both inside and outside the church, to know who this man is, what he's like, what his priorities are going to be. But before we dive into the headlines and all the commentary, there are some things that I think that I need to share with you. Things that I learned during the election of Benedict XVI and Francis. There are some very dangerous pitfalls that we can fall into during this time. And one of the most common and dangerous of these pitfalls is to try to fit the Pope into very narrow categories. Well, you know the drill. Everyone is discussing whether he is a conservative or a liberal, whether he is based or woke, whether he is a traditionalist or a progressive, and they are digging up scattered quotes to try to claim the Pope as one of their own. But the problem is, this is not how a Catholic is supposed to approach the papacy. Our faith is 2,000 years old, and most importantly, it's eternal. Of course, it cannot fit into neat 21st century categories like the ones that I talked about. Faith does not fit perfectly into them. It is meant to transcend them. Well, sure, there are some times when certain political ideas align better with our Catholic faith than others. No doubt about it, but as soon as we start identifying our whole faith only with that ideology, then we've lost the plot. If we are more concerned to know whether the Pope supports the other side or our side, then in knowing who he actually is, then we are not really putting our faith first. We're putting our politics first because we are more concerned with whether the Pope is conservative or liberal than on whether he is Catholic. Or worse, we are identifying being conservative or liberal with being a Catholic. So that mindset, it turns the Pope into a mascot that is there merely to, validate whatever it is that you already believed in the first place, and not as someone who challenges us. But, faith is about conversion, and conversion implies change. So this mindset is a roadblock to conversion because people are never willing to change. They want the Pope to change for them. They don't want to change to meet whatever it is that the Pope is trying to teach them. If we only listen to the Pope when he echoes our views, we will never grow. And what's worse and sadder, we will never get to actually know the Pope because we will filter everything that he does through a predetermined ideological lens. And our perspective on him will be skewered by that lens. So I've seen this happen before. Benedict got labeled from the first days of his pontificate as an arch conservative. And because of that, his beautiful teachings on church social doctrine and God's love for us, they got ignored, they got obscured. And the same thing happened with Francis, that got labeled since the first days as a progressive. So everything that he did regarding defense of life and sexual morality, that got overlooked as well. And then, ironically, when people started to notice that Francis did not neatly fit into this progressive mold, there was a kind of a rebound effect. And some well-intentioned folks started to, try filtering everything that Francis did that could be seen as based, but at the same time ignoring or explaining away everything that he said or that he did that could, align more with a kind of progressive side. And that's also not good. That was also trying to hammer Francis into a box that he could not fit into. So it was the same mistake, though in the opposite direction. What's the antidote for this? It's very simple. Just let the Pope be free. Free from your categories, free from your political lenses, free from your preconceptions and expectations. Now, it's not the time to ask yourself, does the Pope listen to me on this or that matter? No. Now is the time for you to listen, to get to know him. So let's move away from all the noise and, just sit quietly around him and listen. He brings now fresh perspectives, new insights, new ways to talk about the faith that we can learn from. Let us listen and let us allow him to talk freely. So, my suggestion is open your ears, open your hearts, and open your minds. Most especially, open yourself to the possibility of being challenged, even in your most innermost preconceptions. I guarantee you'll not be disappointed. But of course, after you've done so, there might be another pitfall that you might stumble into, which is, maybe you've grown accustomed to the previous pope, you've learned a lot with him, so now you feel like you have to start again from scratch, and that might feel quite overwhelming. So I am going to deal with it in a separate video, which I will link in the description as soon as it comes out. In the meantime, if you found this video useful, or if you want to be updated when the next videos come out, please like and subscribe. Also, if you would like to know more about my books and my articles, please visit my personal website, pedrogabrielwriter.com. For today is everything. God bless and see you soon.